Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Crawdads streaming network for this presentation between your Walnut Creek Crawdads and the Sonoma Stompers out here in Sonoma, California. Charlie Limoncelli, Kasey Kazliner on the call. Crawdads enter today 15-10 against the 18-12 Stompers, who Walnut Creek just beat on Wednesday, Kasey, 11-8. But that showed up in a really needed game. They had lost 4 straight entering Wednesday, come out with the dub. Now trying to start a win streak here. Big test.
Absolutely. I mean, Stompers still first place team in the CCL North, and it felt like it was just a matter of time before the offense was going to keep coming, and maybe it'll be a trickle-down effect as the Crawdads will look to win on the road. It's been a tough place to play. Obviously, the dimensions here aren't super hitter-friendly, but again, I mean, with the way the division has gone, this is a huge game, even though there's a lot of season left.
Absolutely. Crawdads currently half a game back on the Stompers, so a win today would put them in first place in the CCL North, somewhere they've been in and out of, thanks to some pretty good play overall on the season here in 2025. Like you mentioned, center field extremely deep, 350 to dead center, then 370 to right and left center, but a little bit shorter at the corners, just 311 out to right field and 310 down the left field pole. So we'll see how that plays out today. It's been 1 win and 1 loss here in Sonoma for Walnut Creek. The first time they came here, they put up 10 runs, and then they got 10 put up the last time they came here. 10 put up on them, excuse me. Crawdads with a pretty big test facing the Sonoma pitching staff today. David Howard, the lefty from Sonoma State, will start things off. The 6'4", 225-pound lefty. He's made 5 appearances on the season for Sonoma, 4 of them starts. 0-1 with a 1.86 ERA. Tough task.
A little bit of a different lineup for the Crawdads as well.
Indeed, Ryan Ellis, Cam Calvillo, Joey Donnelly leading off today. Then Jared Medham, John Ewan, Zach Justice, 4, 5, 6. Cam Taylor, Chris Esquivel, Casey Levitt McGee, 7, 8, 9. So it'll be Ellis playing designated hitter. The first offering to him, fastball upstairs, 1-0. Ellis, a guy who's been very productive of late. Was 0 for 3 on Wednesday, but prior to that had hits in 2 straight games as he takes another fastball up and away. 2-0. Lefty Howard looks in for the call. Winds and delivers the 2-1. Another fastball upstairs on Ryan Ellis. 3-0.
That one might have been called a strike, but Pulowski couldn't glove it and kind of popped out and away. Maybe fooled the umpire a little bit.
Ellis, 18 games played for the Crawdads, hitting .222 entering today. He's been good at getting runs batted in, 11 on the season as he takes one up and in, ball 4.
Good at bat there from Ryan Ellis. Didn't see anything he wanted, and we know he has some speed on the base paths, even, you know, of course, playing DH today.
Ellis, a guy great at getting on base, 400 on-base percentage entering today. That his 15th walk. Now there's one aboard here in the top of the first for Cam Calvillo. Another veteran Crawdad, his 4th year with Walnut Creek. Calvillo enters today, hitting .229 in 11 games. Howard from the stretch, breaking ball at the knees, strike 1 on the righty Calvillo. Calvillo last played on Tuesday in San Mateo against the Menlo Park Legends, had a sac fly to drive in a run. The 0-1 from Howard, another breaking ball below the knees this time. Pulowski gets on top of the passed ball, 1-1.
Big lead over at first for Ellis. Let's see if he stretches it out here.
Ellis, a guy who we know has speed, but only 1 stolen bag on the season. He's been dealing with a knee injury for the majority of the season. The 1-1 from Howard, fastball upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Calvillo, a guy who's bounced around at a couple colleges, played this spring at Cal State Northridge, where he was very good as the starting third baseman. The 1-2, upstairs yet again. Like I mentioned, Calvillo hit .304 in 38 games this spring. Drove in 18 runs. Love to get aboard here. Howard looks to Ellis at first. The 3-1 to Calvillo. Runner goes. Fouled over towards us at the screen. Full count.
Ball right to us.
Absolutely. Thank God for the screen, Kasey. Otherwise, that would have hit me right between the eyes.
50 years ago, we might have been toast.
Indeed, we would have been. Howard sets out the belt, a throwback to first. Ellis is there safely. Still 3-2 on Calvillo, the fourth-year Crawdad. Hit .341 last summer in 35 games for Walnut Creek. 26 runs batted in on 45 hits. Howard has the call from Poloski. Another throwback to first. First baseman Matthias Haas playing there. Played designated hitter on Wednesday against Walnut Creek. The 3-2 from Howard. Ball 4 on a fastball upstairs. So 2 straight walks dished out by David Howard. Crawdads 2 on, no one out in the top of the first for Joey Donnelly, one of the CCL's best hitters.
And the tough thing for Howard is a lot of his misses haven't really been close. Strikes obviously have been there, saw in the last at-bat, but a tough spot to be in when you walk the first 2 hitters with obviously some of the best hitters coming up for the Crawdads.
Absolutely, and we're going to get a brief conference. Poloski and the first baseman Haas talking to Howard on the hill. Home plate umpire going to trot out there, break this one up. So Ellis, plenty of speed at second. Calvillo, speed as well over at first for Donnelly. Donnelly leads the entire CCL in batting average, hitting .419 in 20 games played. He's also tied for 5th in runs batted in with 20, 4th in home runs with 2. Well on his way to an all-star bid this season. Those selections. Recently committed to Fordham University seasons with the Cal Golden Bears. The 0-2 to Donnelly. High fly ball into looping into foul territory, out of play.
On that, even for a foul ball, and this is the place Donnelly likes to hit. First match at 6 RBIs, including a bases-clearing double.
Indeed he did. Play in the second matchup as he was touring Fordham at the time. Crawdads certainly thankful to have him back in the lineup here. The 0-2 comes home to Donnelly. Fastball upstairs. Poloski pops up, feigns the throw. 1-2. Donnelly, a 2-game hit streak. He had 3 singles on Wednesday in 5 at-bats against the Stompers. Also struck out once. Howard's 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball, check swing from Donnelly. The appeal to third base. He did not go around. 2-2. Donnelly, also a veteran Crawdad, his 3rd season with the team. Played here 2022 and 2023 before spending last summer with Arroyo Seco down south. The 2-2 to Donnelly. Bounces in front of home plate. Both runners will take off on the wild pitch. And now no double play opportunity on the ground for Walnut Creek. Count loads full to Donnelly.
3rd straight 3-ball count for Howard. He's struggled to locate the zone, especially in these close counts as we've seen, and be a big pitch coming up.
Absolutely. Crawdads have been good at scoring early in games. Did so in the exhibition match against the Tigers. And then on Wednesday, they got out to a 5-0 lead in the first inning. The payoff from Howard. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball below the knees. Gets a bite.
It's a great pitch from Howard. Got Donnelly way out in front of it. It's a nice pitch to recover.
Absolutely. Howard and the Stompers with their first out of the day. But still 2 on, both in scoring position for Jared Medham, the starting shortstop for Walnut Creek today. Medham did not play in the first game this week against the Stompers on Wednesday. Went 1 for 5 against the Legends the day before. First offering to him, a breaking ball below the knees, 1-0. Medham, a guy who started red hot for Walnut Creek, was 13 of his first 44 in 10 games played. Since then, 2 for 19 in his last 5. The 1-0, another breaking ball low and away. 2 balls and no strikes on Jared Medham. Rising senior at St. Mary's, one of the best bats in the West Coast Conference. Howard looking in from Poloski. Sets at the belt. The 2-0 to Medham. Fastball at the letters, strike 1. Met him this spring, .297 batting average in 55 games as the everyday shortstop for the Gales. We're going to drive in some runs early in this one. The 2-1. Breaking ball away. 3-1.
That's 4 straight 3-ball counts now from Howard.
Certainly struggling to find the strike zone right now. Guy who's been the Friday starter the entire season for Sonoma. 1 down here in the top of the first. The 3-1 to Medham. Swinging a hard ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Ellis scores from third. Calvillo will hold up. That's an RBI base hit for Jared Medham, and the Crawdads with a 1-0 lead early.
Good piece of hitting there. It just looked like a matter of time where they were going to get a pitch they liked after these 3-ball counts, and good stuff from Medham to get the bat to the ball.
Absolutely. So now Medham, 2-game hit streak. Brings up another lefty for the Crawdads, John Ewens. He was another dangerous hitter in the 5-hole. Enters today hitting .364 and riding an 11-game hit streak. Howard with a peckoff over to first. Medham taking off. Now he's caught in a pickle. Colt Boardman looks over to Calvillo, and now the flip to Haas. He tags Medham out. So before even the first pitch to Ewens, there's 2 down.
Big break for Howard. And again, that's a big out number 2, considering what the Crawdads been able to do, and it's be patient and drive out the pitch count.
Howard yet to deliver the first offering to Ewens. He'll kick and deliver a fastball outside, 1-0.
Howard struggling to win the first pitch. A lot of 1-0 counts and allowing the Crawdads to be more patient.
Indeed. He's got his work cut out for him here. The 1-0 to Ewens. Fastball below the knees. The 6'3" lefty from Waco holds up. Ewens starting to flash the power a little bit more in recent games. Got 3 doubles in his past 2 games. 2-0, looping breaking ball at the knee. Strike 1. Ewens 21 runs batted in on the season, 4th in the league in that category. 2-1 fastball, strike 2, excuse me. Quickly a 2-2 count. Howard winds and fires, breaking ball at the knees, called ball 3. That was close.
Yet another 3-ball count again, and Howard's done a good job on this at bat of even having his balls close. But Ewens is doing a good job of not biting.
The payoff from Howard. Ewens a hard line drive into shallow center field, down for a base hit. Calvillo scores from third, and the Crawdads lead 2-0.
Ball was hit hard. I'd love to see the exit velocity on that one. But a good job from Ewens, guy we know has that in him, and that's now 12 games in a row with a base hit for John Ewens.
I was about to say, Ewens, magical season from him so far out of Baylor. They'll certainly be impressed when he comes back to Waco in the fall. So still 1 aboard for Zach Justice, the catcher for Walnut Creek today. Justice 2 seasons with the Oregon Ducks, recently committed to San Diego State. Takes the first offering upstairs, 1-0 from Howard. Justice 0 for 4 against the Ledges on Tuesday, 2 for 4 against San Luis Obispo on Saturday as he fouls the 1-0 offering. 1-1. After Justice, should he get aboard, Cam Taylor on deck. Big power threat. Howard looks to first, the 1-1. Swing and a miss.
Big cut there from Justice. He wanted all of that one, and again, will now have to protect. But Howard doing a better job of locating, but of course leaving a little bit too much over the heart of the plate sometimes.
Now the 1-2 to Justice. Another breaking ball fouled back. 2 straight off-speed pitches from David Howard on the hill.
Got under it a little bit there.
Indeed, Justice, his eyes getting a little bit wide on the off-speed pitches. Loves to hit those. Justice, a 167 hitter in 10 games for the Crawdads. Does have 2 homers, 3 runs batted in. The 1-2 offering again. Breaking ball below the knees, check swing, did not go.
Surprised there was even an appeal there. It didn't like he made any effort to go, really.
No, he held up the bat before it left his shoulder. Sonoma Stompers fans disagreed, but perhaps they need a vision check. It's 2-2 from Howard. Looping breaking ball outside. Once again, it's a 3-2 count.
There it is, 6 straight 3-ball counts from Howard, driving up the pitch count.
Absolutely, the Crawdads will take it, especially up 2-0 here early in the first. The payoff to Justice. Swinging a ground ball over to shortstop Boardman. Fields throws in for the out. Crawdads score 2 on a pair of RBI singles. Jared Medham, John Ewens getting it done. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning, see if Sonoma can catch up here after this. Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network. 2-0 ball game in favor of the Dads as we enter the bottom of the first. Sonoma Stompers due up, but they'll face Colin Nowacek, the hard-throwing lefty from Nebraska. Nowacek, 6 appearances for Walnut Creek this season, 3 of them starts, 2-1 with a 2.29 ERA. Casey, he's been really electric for Walnut Creek this season.
Yeah, both the pitchers that came from Nebraska, him and White, have made a really good tandem. Nowacek, a lot of run on his fastball, good off speed as well. Really pounds the zone. Won't see a lot of walks out of him likely.
No, only 8 on the season, but tough top of the order he'll face for Sonoma Stompers. Colton Boardman, Max Handren, and McCann Libby all due up. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Nowacek kicks and delivers. Fastball at the belt, strike 1. That had plenty of zing on it. Boardman wasn't expecting it, took it.
Wish we had these velocities on hand.
Yeah, it'd be really good to know. Now the 0-1 from Nowacek. Fastball right back to him off the glove. Medham collects from short, the throw to first. In time, they got him.
I'm surprised Boardman didn't beat that one out. We know he has speed, and great play by Medham to charge. He's hobbling a little bit over to short.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Def runs batted in on the season. 1 in there for a strike. Moves Handren off. Now back in. From Nowacek, breaking ball below the knees. 2-2 count now on Handren. Cal Berkeley guy looks in. Fastball just below the knees. Full count. Nowacek made 10 appearances this spring as a true freshman at Nebraska. 0-1 with a 7.0 ERA. Here's the payoff from him. Fastball, strike 3 called. Handren sat and looked at it, clearly stunned. That was a nasty pitch.
Yeah, it was. And Nowacek, a guy who also likes to find the bottom of the zone. A lot of vertical break on his pitches that we've seen so far.
So here's McCann Libby, the second baseman, hitting from the right side for Sonoma. 2 down in the bottom of the first. First offering, a fastball at the knee, strike one. Like you mentioned, Nowicek continues to pound the bottom part of the zone here on the Stompers as he fires in the 0-1 upstairs. 1-1 count. Libby, a rising junior at Louisiana Tech, hitting .221 in 28 games for Sonoma. 1-1, swing and a miss. Nowicek blows a fastball past him.
Might see him go back to the breaking ball here. Saw him again get that 2-strike count with some leverage.
Nowicek and Justice, a very good battery. Justice good at calling games, at least so far we've seen. The 1-2. Fastball outside. 2-2. Justice, perhaps the best defensive catcher for Walnut Creek. He's good at stopping pass balls, has a great arm behind the dish. The 2-2 from Nowicek. Looping breaking ball outside. Full count on McCann Libby. First one that the Stompers have worked today early in this one. Nowicek shakes off 2 offerings. Agrees on this one. Here's the payoff. Fastball, hard contact over him, a line drive he collects for the final out of the frame. We'll head to the top. Crawdads trying to extend the 2-0 lead right after this. Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network, here for the top of the second inning. Walnut Creek up to bat, leading by 2 over the Sonoma Stompers. Cam Taylor, Chris Esquivel, Casey Levin McGee, 7-8-9 due up. Pair of RBI singles got things going in the top of the first. Crawdads trying to deal some more damage here. First offering to Taylor, the left fielder today, fouled back. Cam Taylor, the 6'2", 220-pound lefty from Georgia, hitting .226 in 16 games for Walnut Creek. The 0-1 from Howard in his second inning of work. Chopped foul on the first base side, 0-2. Taylor currently riding a 2-game hit streak, Casey. He's been really good of late.
Yeah, just trying to get some more playing time, and it's a deep outfield for sure.
The 0-2 from Howard, swing and a miss on the fastball at the belt. Taylor retired on 3 pitches. First time we've seen that today from David Howard. Had 6 straight 3-ball counts in the first.
Second baseman, number 8, Chris Esquivel.
So now with 1 down in the top of the second, it's Chris Esquivel, starting second baseman for Walnut Creek. Esquivel hitting .204 in 19 games for the Crawdads. Takes a breaking ball at the knee, strike 1. Esquivel went 1 for 3 on Wednesday. There's the 1-2 fouled up in the air on the right side, goes beyond the Stompers' dugout. Quickly an 0-2 count to him. Howard finding a groove.
Yeah, 6 straight 3-ball counts now, back-to-back 0-2 counts.
Howard, former San Francisco City College man, kicks and fires, breaking ball popped up high on the right side again. First baseman Haas gets there and puts it away.
To your point, looks like Howard's settling in a bit and not really being afraid to win that first pitch, attack the strike zone.
So quickly 2 outs here in the top of the second, and it's Casey Levin McGee in the 9-hole. Levin McGee, another guy who's been up and down for the Crawdads. 198 average in 17 games. Does have 9 runs batted in. First offering to him. Fastball called strike. About bout level. He does lead the team in walks with 19. Very disciplined guy. Howard's 0-1. Runs inside. Now the 1-1 from Howard. Hard ground ball foul down the first base side. 1-2. Howard trying to get out of this frame quickly.
That'd be big. I mean, it's only a 2-run deficit. Stompers bats waiting to come alive.
The 1-2. Breaking ball at the knees. Strike 3 called. 3 up, 3 down for Walnut Creek in the top of the second. David Howard locked in, so to speak. Now we'll head to the bottom of the second. Stompers trying to cut into the 2-0 deficit. We're back for the bottom of the second here on the Walnut Creek Streaming Network. Sonoma Stompers up, down by 2. 4, 5, 6 due up as Colin Nowacek, the starter for Walnut Creek, sent the first 3 down in order. Paul Lazul, the designated hitter, will lead things off in this inning. Lazul hitting .231 in 23 games for the Stompers. First offering to him, fastball low. 1-0. Lazul was 1 for 3 with a double back on Wednesday against Walnut Creek. Nowacek kicks and fires the 1-0 in there for a strike. 2 straight fastballs from him.
Still trying to attack that lower half of the zone, Nowacek, and done a good job so far.
Another lefty-lefty matchup here to Lazul. The 1-1 breaking ball upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lazul, Oak Park native, rising sophomore at Monterey Peninsula College. He hit 197 in 24 games this spring. The 1-2 from Nowacek. Strike 2 called at the knees. 3 fastballs, 1 breaking ball on Lazul, a guy who struck out 22 times this season. The 2-2 from the lefty. Breaking ball well upstairs, chin level. Full count.
Good at bat from Lazul, some close pitches, and that's what Nowacek's going to dish to you, some close balls, and really your decision if you want to swing or not.
Here's the payoff from Nowacek. Fastball swung on and fouled back.
That's another one. Probably would have been called ball 4 if he didn't swing at it, but just has to stay alive.
He's got great deception and already some action in the Stompers bullpen. Here, Yoon Han, the righty, warming up. Very interesting development here. The payoff from Colin Nowacek, fouled over towards us again, and we'll do 3-2 once more. I say it's interesting, Casey, because Howard just went 1-2-3 against the bottom part of the Crawdad order in the last half inning. Did allow 2 earlier. Here's the 3-2 once again, swing and a miss. Lazul waves at a low fastball. Another nasty offering from Colin Nowacek, and now it's the right fielder Brady Shannon with one down here in the bottom of the second. Shannon, the Youngstown State man, was 2 for 3 on Wednesday against the Crawdads, had a double and a homer. Big power threat hitting from the right side. Nowacek's first delivery, a fastball outside. On the season, Shannon, 3 triples, 3 homers, 2 doubles, 21 hits total. Fastball outside, called strike. Shannon in disbelief.
Hey, turned out of the way. Didn't even want to look at it.
So instead of 2-0, it's 1-1. Shannon hitting .241 in 27 games for Sonoma this summer. 1-1 from Nowacek, swing and a miss, a nasty curveball. Seen a lot of high heat from Colin Nowacek so far. Only a couple of breaking balls, but that one there, Casey, deceptive. Here's the 1-2 from the Nebraska native, swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs, gets a bite. 2 straight strikeouts here from Colin Nowacek. 2 down in the bottom of the second for Matthias Haas, the first baseman.
Yeah, and 3 in his last 4 batters faced. Nowacek looking like he's in command right now. That's an important thing at the beginning of this game against a team that's ahead of you in the standings.
Absolutely. Crawdads would love to see some length out of Nowacek, and at this rate, looks like they could get it. First offering to Haas. Belted foul on the left side, out of play. Haas, that dark green bat would fit right in with the Crawdads in their Crayola box of wood. 0-1 breaking ball, bounces off home plate, 1-1. Haas, a rising senior at Tulane, hitting .071 in 3 games for the Stompers. The 1-1 from Nowacek. Fastball grounded hard over to second. Esquivel hops over, collects with his left hand, throws to first in time for the out. So another 3 up, 3 retired for the lefty starter for Walnut Creek, Colin Nowacek. We'll head to the top of the third. Crawdads trying to extend the 2-0 lead. Back here on the Crawdad Streaming Network, live for the top of the third. 1-2-3 due up for Walnut Creek. Ryan Ellis, Cam Calvillo, Joey Donnelly. Guys that collectively reached base twice in the top of the first. Ellis leading things off here. Walked in the first, later scored on the Jared Medham RBI single. Lefty Ellis will face David Howard for the second time today. Howard kicks and fires, swing and a miss. Fastball in the heart of the plate. 0-1.
Big inning and moment for the Crawdads to try to extend what they worked on in the first. Taking pitches.
The 0-1 from Howard, breaking ball. Ellis chops it foul on the first base side, well out in front of it. But he gets a piece.
Crawdads have gotten a lot more trigger happy after those back-to-back walks to start the game, and some of it's worked, some of it hasn't.
But gotta like the aggressiveness. Now the 0-2 from Howard. High fly ball in foul territory. Ellis gets under it. It's out of play. Now still 0-2 on Ryan Ellis. Howard kicks and fires, another breaking ball fouled back. Ryan Ellis stays alive. Guy with one of the better hit tools on this team, Kasey, despite hitting .222. We know he's capable of more. He's been a little bit snake bitten in terms of balls into the outfield. The 0-2 comes home from Howard. Breaking ball below the knees, 1-2.
He's also been a big contributor in those big moments when they need a single, when they need a walk even. He's had a good eye and good approach at the plate.
Absolutely, very clutch veteran hitter. The 1-2, fastball below the knees again. 2-2. Howard originally struggled in the top of the first, saw 6 batters, allowed 4 of them to get on, and then sent the Crawdads down 1-2-3 in the top of the second. As he delivers off speed and low, full count now on Ryan Ellis. 7th 3-ball count from David Howard in this appearance.
Yeah, it went last inning without doing that a single time, and it's been an appearance where he's struggled to find the zone a lot. Still pretty successful.
The payoff from Howard. Hard ground ball on the first base side, foul. Ellis stays alive. He's been out in front a little bit on pretty much everything from Howard.
Seen that a lot from Howard because he has a lot of break on his off-speed pitches and made the Crawdads want to swing early.
Absolutely. Howard, a guy who's allowed 12 hits on the season, 20 strikeouts entered today in 19 1/3 innings. The payoff once again to Ellis. Fastball, they'll say, hits Ryan Ellis. He'll take another base.
Saw him grimace a little bit. Might have just tapped his fingers on the bat.
Yeah, definitely in on the hands, that fastball. Either way, leadoff man aboard here in the top of the third for Walnut Creek. No one out. Cam Calvillo up. Another guy who walked in the top of the first. Both he and Ellis actually advanced on wild pitches, moved them into scoring position. Both later scored on the back-to-back RBI singles. Howard from the stretch now. The first offering to the righty, Calvillo. Ground ball back over to Howard. Tips off his glove. Boardman collects, tags Ellis. The throw to first. Not in time. What a play from Colton Boardman. They'll only get one, but stops the leading runner in a really athletic play.
Yeah, and smart on Boardman to not try to get too greedy and get the out at first. Just because we've seen a lot of throws this year from really any team. Just give free bases by throwing it to the dugout.
Absolutely. Probably the right decision there. So 1 out, 1 on in the top of the third for Joey Donnelly. Struck out swinging in his first at-bat today against Howard. First offering to the Fordham lefty. Never mind, it's a pickoff back at first. Calvillo is safe. Donnelly working a 2-game hit streak. Had a homer against the Legends, then 3 singles against the Stompers on Wednesday. The first offering, fastball low. 1 ball and no strikes. Donnelly out of De La Salle High School, native of Alamo. The 1-0 to him, breaking ball, check swing, he's out in front. They'll call it strike 1.
Just like Noachek, Howard kind of thriving at the bottom of the zone, especially with these breaking pitches.
Absolutely, Crawdads have to try and drive stuff into the outfield or hit it hard on the ground. Be tough to elevate. Another throwback to first, Calvillo safely. Howard's been pretty good at managing base runners aside from the wild pitch. Crawdads have had trouble moving on the paths. Lefty Howard gets the call. The 1-1 to Donnelly, fastball up and away. Donnelly last year with Arroyo Seco hit .327, 20 runs batted in, 12 doubles, 8 stolen bags. Year before that, led the CCL in steals, hit .300. 2-1, roped into left center field, down for a base hit. Calvillo rounding second, he'll go over to third, and a bit of trouble with it in the outfield. Donnelly over to second in time. Left fielder Keys bobbled it.
Yeah, that's exactly where Donnelly hit it in the first matchup at this stadium, where he had 6 RBIs, and again, they had trouble cutting it off, and once they did, it bounced off the glove. That's a tough spot for the defense, but a big knock for Donnelly.
Absolutely. And now, once again, 2 runners in scoring position for Jared Medham. Saw in this position last time he was up, Medham had an RBI single, scored the first run of the game for the Crawdads. Big spot here, and we're going to get a mound visit. Pitching coach Mike Nunez for the Stompers going to talk to Howard and the rest of the infield. This one, Casey, what do you think the conference is about?
He has to change his approach now with 2 runners in scoring position, and again, you have an open base and 1 out, so a double play could end the inning if they allow a walk or something of that sort, but a tough spot because a 2-0 deficit's manageable, but 4 runs potentially that could come up with the heart of the order set to come up soon. It's a tough spot to be in if you're Howard.
Absolutely. Hahn going back out into the bullpen to throw some warm-up pitches for Sonoma. Hahn, a guy the Crawdads have seen before. Did not allow an earned run in his last appearance against Walnut Creek, but 4 runs did come across when he appeared. Had a couple innings towards the end of that one. Either way, 1 out here in the top of the third. 2 runners in scoring position. Calvillo at third, Joey Donnelly at second for the righty Jared Medham. Left-handed hurler for Sonoma, Ryan Howard struggling a bit. Howard ready after the mound conference. We'll see how he attacks Medham here. First offering to the right-handed shortstop, fouled back. 0-1.
Medham had that hard hit ball earlier and was one of a few Crawdads so far to get really hard contact.
He and Ewens both hit screamers into the outfield. 5'11", 180-pound St. Mary's Gales ready in the box. The 0-1 offering, a fastball head level, 1-1. Medham, a former West Coast Conference all-freshman selection back in 2023. Hit .255 in 51 games for St. Mary's. Howard's 1-1 to him, breaking ball, called a strike at the knees. Good frame job there from the catcher, Connor Poloski. One and 2 to Medham, Half Moon Bay High School graduate. 1-2 offering, hard ground ball over to Boredom at shortstop, and it gets through. 1 run scores, that's Calvillo. Donnelly around second, he's in to score. So Jared Medham has put the ball into play twice. We'll see if that one's a single or an error. They will give Jared Medham a single, and now it's a 4-0 ball game for Walnut Creek.
That's the exact scenario Howard didn't want. Because in this league, I mean, if you hit the ball hard enough at really any position, you have a very good shot at getting a hit. There are not any Derek Jeters making plays like that.
Howard from the stretch. First offering to the new batter, Ewens, outside, ball 1. Still only 1 out here in the top of the third. Medham over at first for Ewens, who had an RBI single in the top of the first inning. Throw back to first. Medham had a short lead. Looks like he shortened up and got in ahead.
Doesn't want to get picked off again.
No, he was caught in a pickle last time, called out. Athletic play from Boardman to do so. Here's the 1-0 to Ewens. Swings through his shoes. Back pick, not in time, 1-1. Ewens extended his hit streak to 12 games in his first at-bat today. Love to get an extra base hit here. The 1-1, check swing and fake back pick from Poloski.
Hard to throw it with John Ewens there. Had to duck out of the way.
Indeed, he was out in front of that breaking ball from Howard. Speaking of which, Howard recovering well here, trying to put away Ewens. Here's the 1-2. Another breaking ball below the knees. Ewens nearly went. Instead, it's 2-2. Ewens, a Baylor Bear, played 11 games there this spring, hit 158 as a rising redshirt freshman. Another throw to first, Howard to Haas. They can't get Medham though. He's continuing to keep his lead short. The 2-2 to Ewens. Breaking ball at the knees, called strike 3. David Howard really working the breaking ball low in the zone, Kasey. It's been effective so far, and now here's head coach for Sonoma, Zach Pace. Probably gonna do it for Howard.
Yeah, likely, and again, we were unsure if it was set to be a long start just because we saw action in the bullpen, but it looks like his day will be over, like you said. A tough one for him out the stretch.
Absolutely. So while we get the pitching change, Hir-Yoon Han comes on, he'll warm up. We'll step aside briefly here on the Walnut Creek Streaming Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the rest of the action right after this. Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network. Top of the third, 2 down. Jared Medham over at first. New pitcher for Sonoma is Hir-Yoon Han, the right-hander from Los Medanos College. Han, 6 appearances for the Stompers this summer. ERA of 0 in 10 innings pitched. 9 strikeouts, just 4 walks and 4 hits. On a guy who's faced the Crawdads a couple times, Kasey. Technically not allowed an earned run on 3 hits and 3 walks to these Crawdads. He'll face the heart of the order here with 2 down. Zach Justice, the man up. Cam Taylor on deck, should Justice get aboard. Justice 0 for 1 today, grounded out to shortstop to end the top of the first. Would love to move over Medham, get a base hit himself. Han's first offering to the righty. Justice hits him in the square of the back.
First pitch of the outing.
Yeah, 1 pitch, now 2 base runners for Han. And he'll face the dangerous lefty Cam Taylor, who's got that advantage against the submarine delivery of Han. Taylor struck out swinging to start the top of the second inning. Now runner in scoring position, RBI opportunity for Taylor, who's got 9 ribbies on the season. Han gets the call, sets face level. First offering from the first base side of the rubber, fouled back on the fastball. 0-1. Taylor grew up 30 minutes outside of Atlanta, Georgia. He's played at 3 different colleges in the portal looking for his 4th, as he's got 2 years of eligibility, rising junior. Rising redshirt junior, to be specific. Hahn sets the 0-1 to Taylor. Fastball at the thigh level, 0-2. So now Taylor has to protect with 2 strikes. 2 runners on, 2 out in the top of the 3rd. Crawdads with a 4-0 lead over Sonoma. Hahn looks back to second. Met him with speed at that bag. The 0-2 fouled high in the air on the left side, out of play. We'll do 0-2 again. Hahn, a Pittsburgh native. Pittsburgh, California specifically, here in the Bay.
Just a little bit closer than the other one.
Indeed. 2-way player for Sonoma. Does also play shortstop. He's played 12 games. Last appeared on Tuesday against the Merchants. 2 scoreless innings. The 0-2 to Taylor. Ball 1, fastball outside. Looks like a 2-seamer there with some arm side run. Well, it was low in the dirt anyway. 2 appearances against the Crawdads for Hahn. He's gone 3 innings. Like you mentioned, 3 hits, 3 walks. 4 runs have come across, none of them earned. Now the 1-2 to Taylor, fastball just below the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chris Esquivel in the on-deck circle trying to figure out what that pitch was. Had some interesting movement from the submarine delivery.
Always deceptive, no matter what the velocity is.
Hahn looks in for the call. He's got it now, the 2-2 to Taylor. Off speed and just below the knees. Full count on Cam Taylor. Crawdads would love a 2-out rally here, trying to extend the lead. Taylor, a guy with plenty of discipline, Casey. He's walked 13 times this season to just 16 strikeouts. Not a bad ratio. Hahn steps off, met him, retreats to second. Justice with a healthy lead over at first, as Haas is not covering the bag. No point in doing so with 2 outs. Has to be ready for a ground ball. Hahn delivers the payoff, foul back. Taylor just gets a piece and stays alive. Big cut from Cam Taylor, a guy who's flashed the power all season long, Casey, even though only 2 extra base hits with 2 homers. Hits the ball hard to all fields. Hahn finally agrees on an offering from his backstop. Winds and delivers the 3-2 once again. Taylor under it, fouls it back though. Still 3-2 on Cam Taylor. 7-0 hitter for Walnut Creek. Chris Esquivel, the second baseman, on deck. Taylor on a 2-game hitting streak. Would love to make it 3 here. The 3-2 from Hahn. Swinging a high fly ball, left field, looping into foul territory. Lots of stompers to it, and it's out of play. Really nice battle from Cam Taylor here, Casey.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in against a sidearm pitcher, and again, you want to keep protecting the plate if you're Taylor, especially considering he struck out earlier.
Absolutely. Defense for Sonoma, Haas at first, Libby at second, Boardman at short, Handren at third, then Trent Keys, Cam Hegeman, Brady Shannon from left to right field. Playing pretty deep in the infield, outfield at standard depth, but lots of space down the right field line. Shannon playing in right center, basically. The 3-2 from Hahn. Ball 4. Well below the knees, and it's a pass ball as well. Poloski jogs over to it. Either way, bases are juiced for Chris Esquivel. 2 down still in the top of the 3rd.
You look at this inning, I mean, for the Stompers, it's not like they've allowed a whole lot of runs, but now that's the 8th batter coming up in the inning. It's just kind kind of that slow, long dagger that the Sonoma Stompers are having to take and taking the energy.
Absolutely. Especially tough considering only 6 batters have seen at-bats for Sonoma. They've all been retired. Either way, the second baseman Esquivel steps in. First offering to the righty, a strike, middle. Esquivel, 2 hits in his last 4 games. Big RBI opportunity with the bases juiced. The 0-1 from Hahn. Swinging a hard ground ball through the gap between third and short. Medham will score from third. They're waving in Justice, and he'll score as well. An RBI single from Chris Esquivel, and it's a 6-0 ball game for the Crawdads.
Esquivel tripped as soon as he hit it. Luckily got to first in time. Looks to be okay, but a really good piece of hitting for a guy that, of course, wants to find a rhythm in his game.
Absolutely. Crawdads continuing to pour on here. 2 runners on. That's Taylor at second. Esquivel at first for Kasey Levitt McGee. 6-0 lead for Walnut Creek. 2 down in the top of the third. And should Levitt McGee get aboard, the Crawdads will have batted around in this inning. Center fielder for Walnut Creek. Left-handed advantage against the righty hurler. First offering fastball at the knees, strike 1. Hahn's kept everything kind of low in the zone, Kasey, but Esquivel did a nice job adjusting and scooping one. So both those runners will go on David Howard's line, not Hir-Yoon Hahn. And there's a balk. Both runners will advance into scoring position now.
Looked like an issue with Hahn coming set. Maybe he twitched a bit on his left foot. Looked like that's what the umpire was trying to say.
Either way, the Crawdads will take advantage here. Do want to issue a correction. Zach Justice is an earned runner on Hir-Yoon Hahn, his first of the season. He hit Justice with a pitch, and he did later score, so first allowed runner for Hahn on the year. Still his work cut out for him, as we're going to get a chat. Home plate umpire and Zach Pace, the manager for Sonoma, trying to clear up what exactly the issue was on the balk from Hahn.
It was a little bit unclear, just given the explanation, but interestingly enough, it's a position where Hahn was looking a little bit twitchy.
Still an 0-1 count to Kasey Levitt McGee. Struck out looking in the second to end that inning. Hahn winds and delivers the 0-1. Hard line drive foul into right field. 0-2. Levitt McGee just out in front on that hard hit ball. Lineup looming to turn over for Walnut Creek. Ryan Ellis, the leadoff man, on deck. Been aboard twice on a walk and a hit by pitch. First, it's 0-2 to Levitt McGee. First year with the Crawdads, spent last summer with the Merchants. The 0-2, swing and a miss. High fastball gets a bite. So finally, the Crawdads retired, but not before 4 runs come across. They extend the lead to 6 here in the top of the third. We'll head to the bottom half of the frame. Stompers trying to cut the deficit. Welcome to the bottom of the third on the Crawdad Streaming Network. Colin Nowacek entering his third inning of work on the Sonoma Stompers, down by 6. 7-8-9 due up, Connor Poloski, Trent Keys, and Cameron Hegeman. All to see at-bats in this inning. 2 righties, 1 lefty.
Catcher number 9, Connor Poloski.
Poloski's done a decent job behind the dish today, Kasey. Enters today on a 2-game hit streak as well. 235 hitter on the season. Takes a fastball high. 1-0. Now you've got to wonder, after that long inning, if Nowacek will need any time to refine the zone. Another fastball there on the 1-0. It goes low. 2-0.
It's an interesting predicament because obviously the Crawdads' first inning was pretty long as well, but he had those warm-ups.
2-0 from Colin Nowacek. Off speed, finds the high part of the zone. 2-1. Nowacek, the 6'1", 190-pound native of Elkhorn, Nebraska, staying locally for his collegiate ball. 2-1 offering, slapped high in the air into right field. Donnelly chasing under it. He puts it away. 7 seen, 7 retired for Colin Nowacek thus far.
Left fielder number 25, Trent
Brings up the left-handed left fielder, Trent Keys. He's the guy who gets on base a ton, leads the league in hit by pitches, also has 17 walks on the season despite hitting 179, the on-base percentage, nearly 500.
He gets on base.
First offering from Nowacek, fastball upstairs, 1-0. Looks like that one might have ran in a little bit as well. The 1-0 offering, inside again on the fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Nowacek, the #1 left-handed pitcher in the state of Nebraska coming out of high school. Elkhorn North High School. Career record in wins, ERA, and strikeouts at that high school, as the 2-0 offering is upstairs, 3-0. Nowacek, district champion and a state semifinalist as a senior. 3-0 fastball at the knees, strike 1. Good recovery offering from the southpaw. Nowacek kicks and delivers the 3-1. Fastball below the knee is the first walk of the day. And I guess for those technically counting, no more perfect game bid for Colin Nowacek.
center fielder number 19, Cam Hegeman.
First base runner of the day for the Sonoma Stompers is Keys, and it's the 9-hole hitter Cameron Hegeman with an opportunity to move him over. 1 down in the in the bottom of the third. Hegeman, 11 games played for the Stompers, 265 hitter. First offering to the righty, bounces at home plate. Did it clip his foot? Hegeman in pain, looks like it might have. Either way, ball gets past. Keys moving to second, but it looks like it's going to be a hit by pitch.
A hit by pitch on someone not named Trent Keys?
I know, very stunning, isn't it?
Sure is.
Hegeman clearly in some discomfort. That was only a 90-mile-an-hour fastball he takes off his lead foot. Training staff and the head coach for the Stompers talking to him, seeing if he can work it out. Thus far, it looks like he'll play through the pain, But in any case, the lineup turns over for Sonoma with 2 aboard. Colton Boardman, the leadoff man up, just 1 out. Boardman, the left-handed hitting Las Vegas native, plays his collegiate ball at Cal State Northridge. Lefty steps in opposite of the third baseman for Walnut Creek, Cam Calvillo, his teammate at Northridge. Looks like the two grinning at each other. Certainly some friendly competition between 2 collegiate teammates. Boardman grounded into shortstop in his first at-bat, trying to do some damage with 2 aboard. First offering lined over to Esquivel, who can't pick it up. Throw to Medham at second in time, so they'll get 1 on the fielder's choice.
It looks like Hegeman thought it was a line drive. That's why he stayed at first, didn't make the run towards second, and that's why he's out.
Indeed. Smart play from Esquivel trying to grab a double play, but instead, Boardman too fast. Runners on the corners now for the Stompers, and it's Max Handren, the third baseman. First offering to him, belted into left field, down for a base hit into the corner. Taylor ranging over, one run is in, that's Keys. Boardman being waved home from third. Medham has it in the cutoff, but he won't throw home. A 2 RBI double from Max Handren, and now the lead is only 4 for Walnut Creek.
You know, maybe that's what the Stompers need to get back in this game. Finally a big knock. Didn't really have anything to this point, no hits at least, and it's a big knock, especially into the corner where it's hard to dig out.
Absolutely. So 2 down in the bottom of the third. A runner in scoring position for McCann Libby, the second baseman. Libby entered Wednesday's contest on a 4-game hitting streak, but was held hitless there. Grounds one softly to shortstop. Medham has trouble fielding it, and he'll reach on the error. Runners on the corners yet again for Sonoma. And Paul Lazul, the designated hitter, with an opportunity to deal big damage in the cleanup spot.
Designated hitter number 45, Paul
In some trouble, obviously the only first error of the game, but some trouble over there at short for some of the defenders trying to track the ball.
Nowacek from the stretch. The first offering to Lazul, fastball down the middle, strike one. It's a good recovery pitch after a lot of contact early in these at-bats. Nowacek stares over to first. The 0-1 to Lazul. Breaking ball fouled backwards. 0-2. Libby solid speed at first. Handred even more over at third. Nowacek looking for a put away, trying to get out of this inning. The 0-2 to Lazul. Fouled back on the low fastball. We'll do it again, 0-2.
Hit that ball twice, once off his swing, once off his backswing.
Not something you see every day. Lazul, the rising sophomore at Monterey Peninsula. Love to drive a runner here with 2 outs. The 0-2, fastball low. Lazul 13 runs batted in, entering today for Sonoma. Also on a 3-game hit streak. The 1-2 from the lefty Nowacek. Breaking ball head level, 2-2. Nowacek and the Crawdads trying to limit the damage. They've allowed 2 already. Want to hold on to a 4-run lead. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Breaking ball elevated. And it gets the bite on Lazul, who struck out twice swinging today. So we'll head to the top of the 4th. Crawdads trying to extend the 4-run lead right after this. Welcome to the top of the fourth on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Crawdads up by 4, 6-2 on the Sonoma Stompers. 1-2-3 due up Ryan Ellis, Cam Calvillo, Joey Donnelly. Hyun Han, the pitcher for Sonoma, relieved David Howard after Howard went 2 2/3. Howard allowed a couple base runners and 2 runs to score before finally getting the last out in the top of the third. The first offering to Ellis. Hard ground ball over to shortstop. Boardman collects and throws for the out. 6-3 ground out for Ellis, who's been aboard twice. But good work from Hahn there, soft contact.
Third baseman, number 3.
One down in the top of the fourth, and it's Cam Calvillo, the third baseman. He's also been aboard twice, once on a walk in the first, and then on a fielder's choice in the third. Calvillo, 229 hitter this season for Walnut Creek. First offering from Hahn to the righty. Fastball down the middle, 0-1. Hahn allowed his first earned run of the season in the last inning. Trying to remain spotless otherwise. The 0-1 fastball outside. Felt level though, but really yanked it in that sidearm delivery.
Yeah, some run out there for sure. A lot of movement.
Absolutely. Movement pitcher Hahn kicks and delivers, hitting from the left side against the righty Hahn. Donnelly struck out swinging in the first, then had a nice third to get things moving for Walnut Creek. Later scored on the 2 RBI single from Jared Medham. Speaking of, stop on deck. First offering to the lefty, Donnelly, fastball below the knees. Two-seamer with a bit of run there, 1-0. Donnelly, a .419 hitter entering today. First in the league. 1-0, fastball at the knees, strike one. Donnelly, originally a catcher out of high school. Went to Cal to try and play that position, but they played him everywhere. Moved him to first base, outfield. Throw back over to first, a wild throw. Calvillo now running over towards second as Haas has to try and grab it near the bullpen for Sonoma.
Can't be doing that if you're Sonoma, giving up these free base runners after scoring a few to cut the lead down.
Absolutely. E1 moves a man into scoring position for Walnut Creek. And now Donnelly with an RBI opportunity. Not only the RBI opportunity, Casey, but no shot at a ground ball double play. Perhaps even bigger for Walnut Creek. Hahn shakes off one selection, agrees on this one. The 1-1 to Donnelly, fouled back on the fastball. Bounces right over here. 1-2 on the lefty. Quick battery meeting, Poloski and Hahn getting on the same page here. Catcher trotting back to his spot behind the dish. Donnelly, the De La Salle High School, former San Francisco Chronicle All-Metro selection. Definitely a highly touted prospect in the East Bay. Now working wonders for Walnut Creek. Hahn peers at second, the 1-2. High fastball fouled away on the left side, out of play. Bounced off of the big light pole right in front of the Crawdad dugout and back into play, but trickles into the ground softly. Still 1-2 on the do-it-all lefty Donnelly. Guy with 7 extra base hits, 31 total hits on the year. The 1-2, fastball in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So impressive, his numbers, even considering when he left for a few games to, of course, tour some schools, and still at the top of most ranks.
Absolutely, picked off pretty much right back where he left off. Donnelly, a guy who's had hits in 9 of his last 10 games. The 2-2 from Hahn. Donnelly takes called strike on the inner third. He jumped out of the way thinking it was ball 3. Instead, it's strike 3.
Partner, that's not the last time, or excuse me, the first time we've seen that happen today.
No, not at all.
Shortstop number 6.
So now there's 2 down. Still a man in scoring position for Jared Medham, who's been red hot, Casey. 2 singles, 3 runs driven in.
Sure has. Looks like he's having a lot of fun out there as well, participating in some of the between inning festivities.
Absolutely. We've seen kind of in the last stretch for Medham where he's been a little colder. Hasn't had as much fun out there on the diamond. It's always a good indicator when players are having fun again. Usually means that they're doing better. Calvillo at second. Hahn peers in for the call. Sets face level. The first offering to Medham. Hard ground ball over to first base. Haas collects, flips to Hahn, who's covering first for the out. 3-1 ground ball. The side retired. Crawdads strand a base runner here in the top of the 4th. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. Sonoma trying to cut into the 4-run deficit. We're back here live for the bottom of the 4th inning on the Walnut Creek Streaming Network. Crawdads up by 4 against the Sonoma Stompers. Sonoma up to bat. 5, 6, 7 due up. Brady Shannon, Matthias Haas, and Connor Poloski. Facing the lefty, Colin Nowacek. Trying to get through 4 innings of work now. He's allowed 2 runs on a hit thus far in 3 innings. First offering to the righty, Shannon fouled off towards the right side. 0-1. Shannon, a guy who's 0 for 1 today with a swinging strikeout, but was a monster on Wednesday against Walnut Creek, 2 for 3. Homer and a double, drove in 3 runs. The 0-1-2 Shannon, fastball upstairs, swing and a miss.
Way late there.
Nowacek overpowering with that fastball for the most part. Sits in the low 90s. But that, all things considered, is pretty good velocity in the CCL. The 0-2, another foul ball on the right side. Shannon late on the fastball yet again.
He's trying to stay alive in a position where he's already struck out today, and Nowacek seems like he's well in control.
Absolutely. Little blip on the radar in the bottom of the 3rd. Trying to recover and get some more scoreless innings like his first 2 were. The 0-2 to Shannon. Fastball up and away. 1-2. It's a good miss there.
Yeah, not bad at all, especially with how much leverage he's had.
Nowacek finally agrees on a call from Justice here. Kicks and delivers the 1-2. Breaking ball. Strike 3 called. Looping breaking ball in the zone. 2 strikeouts on the day now for Brady Shannon. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Noachik. Strikeout to start this one, get some confidence.
Yeah, he's fanned 5 now. And on some really good pitches, mixing some of that off-speed stuff, mostly the slider with the sinker.
Now it's Haas, first baseman, takes upstairs 1-0. Tias Haas, rising senior at Tulane, spent 6 years in the college ranks, a couple at Brown, then at Cal Poly, and then 3 at Tulane. Pops one high in the air on the 1-0. Justice, Ewens, and Noachik trying to get there, but it bounces on top of the Stompers dugout.
6 years in college. This man loves baseball.
Clearly he does. Got his first hit of the season on Wednesday against Walnut Creek. Went 1 for 5 on that RBI single.
He's also played in 3 different corners of the country, if you really think about it. Tulane, Louisiana, Southern California.
The 1-1 from Noachik. Fastball through the gap on the right side of the infield. Nice piece of hitting there from Matthias Haas.
Then up at Brown in New England area, so he's been all over the place. Now up at Sonoma.
Absolutely. Very well-traveled American, you could say. So following the 1-out single, it's Connor Pelosi, the catcher. Flew out to right field in his first at-bat in the 3rd. Another righty here for the lefty Noachik to face. First offering to the catcher, fouled back. 0-1. Brief conference as the home plate umpire gives Noachik a new ball. Says a few words. Also signals for some more balls from the Stomper dugout. Pelosi, the Bellarmine University man, rising redshirt senior there after he went 2 years at Butte College. His first year at Bellarmine this spring. Hit 130 in 22 games. The 0-1, high fly ball into right field. Donnelly towards the foul line, in foul territory now, and he puts it away. The throw back to first, not in time. That was a good throw from Donnelly, though.
Did Donnelly just throw it over the umpire?
I think he might have.
Good play by Blue over there. Not get his head taken off.
Absolutely. Nice flexibility and spryness. Either way, it's Trent Keys, the lefty left fielder. Walked in his first at-bat in the 3rd. Noachik trying to get out of the inning. First offering to Keys, swing and a miss. Fastball below the knees. Noachik, 9 innings pitched at Nebraska this spring for the eventual Big 12 champions, Big 10 champions, excuse me. Throw back to first, pulls Ewens off the bag, still 0-1 at the dish. Noachik, 10 strikeouts to 7 walks, 13 hits allowed with the Cornhuskers. It's been magnificent this summer for Walnut Creek. The 0-1 to Keys, high chopper over to first, Ewens collects, and he'll take a couple steps, tag the bag. So, Noachik sees 4 batters, retires 3 of them, and will head to the top of the 5th. Crawdads trying to extend the 6-2 lead right after this. Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network for the top of the 5th. Heart of the order due up. Ewens, Justice, and Taylor, 5, 6, 7. Facing the righty, Hyun Han. Sidearm pitcher trying to complete his second full inning of work. He's gone 1 1/3 thus far after relieving the starter David Howard.
First baseman number 23, John Ewens.
So it's Ewan up, 1 for 2. Had an RBI single in the first and struck out looking in the third. The man on a 12-game hit streak. First offering to him, fastball at the knees. Called ball 1. Like that one ran inside a little bit. Han looking in. Sets out the rubber, kicks and fires. Another fastball at the knees this time. Called a strike, 1-1. Ewan 6 extra base hits on the season. The 1-1. Off speed and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ewan's patient approach here. Struck out 18 times, walked 9. Does also have 9 hit by pitches though. The 1-2 from Han. Ewens blasts this one into right center field. Shannon going back, and it's off the wall. Ewens rounding first, he'll head to second. And he's in standing. A leadoff double for John Ewens.
Literally just shy of a home run. Probably hit that ball 340 feet maybe. And man, John Ewens continuing to mash. Really making a good case for himself in this league.
Absolutely. Ewens with his 4th double in 3 games now. He is just on a tear of late. Runner in scoring position for Zach Justice, the catcher for Walnut Creek. Justice 0 for 1, a ground out and a hit by pitch. Justice tied with Ewens, Donnelly, and Taylor for 4th in the CCL in home runs. First offering, high pop-up into the infield. Libby from second base collects. So 1 retired in the top of the 5th. Still an RBI opportunity for the Crawdads. Cam Taylor now with the torch, trying to bat the runner in. Crawdads lead by 4 over the Stompers. I would love to add even more insurance against a team that's got some pretty good bats. Third hit Han has allowed on the day. First offering to the lefty Taylor, fastball below the knees. Taylor 0 for 1 as well, a strikeout swinging in the second, then a walk in the third. Currently on a 2-game hit streak. The 1-0 from Han. Lefty Taylor, check swing, ground ball over to Boardman at short, throws the first for the out. Now 2 down, still a runner in scoring position. That's Ewens at second for Chris Esquivel.
Kind of impressive he hit it that hard on a half swing. Fortunately, not really a productive out.
Just showcases the bat speed and the power that Cam Taylor has in that frame. Esquivel, another guy who's 1 for 2 today, but had an RBI single in the third, scored 2. Before that, he popped up in foul territory to first base. Esquivel now 5 runs batted in on the season. Opportunity for a 6th here. Han's first offering, swing and a miss at the knees. 0-1 to Esquivel. Spent 2 years at St. Mary's College, now in the transfer portal as a rising senior. The 0-1. Esquivel takes a strike. Fastball middle. 0-2. Casey Levitt-McGee on deck. Should Esquivel get aboard? Now he's got to protect here with 2 strikes. Han peers to second. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Nasty slider outside. So Han strands the initial base runner for Walnut Creek. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Kasey Kazliner will take things over here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Don't go away. We'll have that action right here.
Welcome back to the Sonoma Valley here at Arnold Field. Crawdads up 6-2 as we are set to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. 9-1-2 due up for Sonoma. Stompers still facing Colin Nowacek, the southpaw, on the hill for the Crawdads, who's gotten through 4. Cam Hegeman, 9-hole righty hitter against Nowacek to start the inning as he swings at the first pitch he sees, grounds it slowly over towards second. Esquivel charging, throw to first in time. A good charge from Esquivel on a slow roller that blipped the mound a little bit. And there's one away in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, Nowacek got a piece of it with his glove, helped deflect it towards Esquivel at second, and then second baseman for Walnut Creek has just been so good defensively. Charges it, nice throw.
So 1 out as the lineup flips over here in the bottom of the 5th. It's Colton Boardman, 0 for 2 with a run, reached on a fielder's choice and grounded out to short. Lefty hitter takes inside. The umpire and the hitter turn out of the way. 1-0. Slider that ran inside. Boardman with bright red gloves. Not the tallest of players, but a guy who can really mash at the top of the order. The 1-0 from Nowacek. Slider runs outside that time. 2-0 quickly on the lefty hitter Boardman. Leads the team with 20 walks, 14 stolen bases. He's also 4th on the team in average. Been really good. 282 hitter for the Stompers. 2-0 pitch, bounces in front of home plate. That time a fastball. 3-0 on Colton Boardman. Teammate of Crawdads infielder Cam Calvillo at Cal State Northridge. But a guy originally from Southern Nevada playing his baseball at Bishop Gorman. 3-0, taken outside, not close. High fastball as Zach Justice tells his hurler Nowacek to calm down. It's a 4-pitch walk. Boardman aboard with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, a bit uncharacteristic there from Colin Nowacek. He's looked really good with his command all night long so far, Casey. But got to be careful with the heart of the order coming up.
Yeah, he struck out 5 so far. Has looked good, only giving up the 2 runs. As the lefty hitter Max Handren in the 2-hole stands in. Playing third base today. Drove in the 2 runs earlier with a double. First offering to him, low and inside fastball, 1-0. Handren sporting his Cal Golden Bears batting helmet, where he's played his ball these past 3 years. Nowacek on the hill, towing the first base side of the rubber, agrees to the sign. The 1-0, in there for a strike, fastball right down the middle. 1-1 on Handren. Has also been a solid hitter. He's the highest average on the Stompers, at least for qualified players, hitting .333. Runner over at first, Nowacek looking over there. And the 1-1 home. In the dirt, changeup that time, 2-1. Handren, after the double he hit in the 3rd, he's 1 for 2 today, 7-game hitting streak. Only has 1 appearance on the year without a hit. Trying to get the Stompers back in this game. They trail by 4, and they've only had 2 hits today. Lefty hitter with the bat on his shoulder as Nowacek throws over to first. The runner Boardman back safely with a slide. Boardman definitely a threat to go. Leads the team in stolen bases. Has 14 of those on the year. Nowacek another throw back quickly. Boardman a little bit closer that time on the slide. Count at the dish, 2-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. On Max Handren. Hasn't played that many games for the Stompers, but when he's been in the order, he's been very good. The 2-1 home. Belted to left field, down for a base hit. It'll drop in front of Cam Taylor, the left fielder. Runners at first and second as Boardman puts on the brakes. And there's 2 on with only 1 out.
Really hard hit ball from Max Handren. He's had a pair of good hits today. Had that RBI double back in the 3rd. Making really good contact right now.
So that brings up McCann Libby, the 3-hole man, with 2 on here in the bottom of the 5th with only 1 out as pitching coach Dustin Cheney trots over to the mound, likely to settle his guy down. Crawdads have a lot of arms they could use. There was an off day yesterday, but they'd like to see if Nowacek can go as long as he can, because he is a guy that has a lot of length in his arm.
Absolutely, especially a couple tough matchups coming up this weekend against the Alameda Merchants and then 2 more against the Menlo Park Legends. Want to save the pen as much as possible.
Especially considering the standings. Crawdads only a game back of Sonoma. Could change that tonight. They look like they're in good position as pitching coach Cheney heads back to the dugout. Nowacek still on the mound. Handren on first, Boardman on second, 1 away as McCann Libby will stand in. He's 0 for 2. Lined out to short, reached on an error as well over to the same spot. A rising junior at Louisiana Tech after playing a couple of years at Navarro College. Righty hitter against the lefty Nowacek. Crawdads lead 6-2. They have 7 hits. The first offering, well outside, 1-0 on the breaking ball. Nowacek really did well with command early on, retired the first 7 hitters he faced. Been a little bit more of a struggle these past few innings. The 1-0 home, in there for a strike. Time a breaking ball right around the heart of the plate. Libby, the white helmet, white batting gloves as well. Nowacek peeking over at first and throwing home. Pitch outside, back pick over to first. Might have been in time, but it popped out of the glove of the first baseman, Ewens. So a good back pick. Count now 2-1. Not a bad idea from Zach Justice, the catcher. Libby trying to get a big swing here. 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Breaking ball, low part of the zone, where Nowacek is located well so far. 2-2.
Yeah, his problem has been going in the upper parts of the zone. Low stuff he's got the command of.
Nowacek in the stretch, looking at both bases, now fires home. That one roped to left field, and it's going to be caught in left center by the center fielder, Levitt McGee. Bit of a shoestring catch, but there's 2 away nonetheless.
Absolutely. Nice play from Levitt McGee out there. Had a tough read on it. Bit into the sun as that starting to set here, but still glaring out in center.
Picture perfect night here in the Sonoma Valley, place that sees a lot of good weather year round. 2 outs, 2 on here in the bottom of the 5th for Paul Lazul. He's been a strikeout victim to Colin Nowacek twice, both swinging. So lefty hitter digs in, trying to get his guys to come around and cut this deficit down as the Crawdads lead 6-2. Nowacek from the stretch, winds and fires home. Hit on the ground towards second. Esquivel will get it and touch second. Running toward the dugout, and that's where the Crawdads will end up. As we end the 5th inning, we'll go to the top of the 6th. Crawdads trying to come up and extend the lead. They have lead 6-2. Welcome back to Sonoma here at Arnold Field. The Crawdads lead 6-2 as we begin the top of the 6th inning. Crawdads trying to extend the lead. They'll have 9-1-2 due up, starting with Casey Levitt McGee, then flipping over to Ryan Ellis and Cam Calvillo. As Hiryun Han staying on the hill. The sidearm pitcher has gone 2 1/3 so far. Trying to extend his day. Stompers would like to keep their arms. They play a lot of games in a row. Lefty hitter Levitt McGee digs in. Bright yellow bat. He's 0 for 2. Fell victim to the strikeout twice. Han from the windup, winds and fires. Hit on the ground, softly over to first. Haas picks it up, scoops and touches the bat. 1.
Tough ground ball there for Good hard contact, but Haas playing close to the bag, easy for him to collect.
Only took one pitch to get the first out of the top of the sixth, and that'll bring up Brian Ellis, lefty hitting DH. Been on base twice, but he's 0 for 1. Grounded out, hit by a pitch, and walked. So he faces Hahn for the second time. Hahn looks in from the windup, fires to the lefty Ellis in there for a strike. Fastball with a bit of movement on the inside part of the plate. 0-1 on Ellis, hitting in the leadoff spot. Doesn't often do that. Hahn puts the glove up, now the 0-1. That time in there for a strike. Now finds the outside corner on the fastball. 0-2. Hahn, not a ton of velocity, but has that sidearm delivery. And appears very deceptive. The righty pitcher looks in for the sign, trying to get the punch out. The 0-2 to Ellis. Outside, breaking ball. 1-2 on Ryan. He's been a good hitter so far this season. Average doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. Hitting .222, 11 RBIs, 14 walks. Been efficient at the plate. The 1-2 to him. Swing and a miss. Late on the fastball. And that's now 5 in a row retired by Hahn, and there's 2 away in the bottom of the sixth. Or excuse me, top of the sixth.
Really nice stuff from Hyun Hahn right now, Casey. He's just sending these Crawdad hitters down. Good stuff, good movement. Hard to hit.
So that brings up Cam Calvillo, the 2-hole, trying to extend the top of the sixth inning. Right-handed third baseman digs in against the righty. Hahn delivers. In there for a strike, outside part of the plate. Hahn locating all parts of the zone right now. It's 0-1 on Calvillo. Did not play on Wednesday, but last had 2 hits against the Seagulls at the tail end of June. Also had a good outing against the Blues and slow. The 0-1. Hit shallow. Field in the air. Hageman will make the catch, and the side is retired in order. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Crawdads cling on to a 4-run lead here in Sonoma. Welcome back to Sonoma for the bottom of the sixth inning. Crawdads lead 6-2 over the Stompers. It's a new pitcher for the Crawdads. They go from lefty to righty as Carson Timothy will touch the rubber. Very good so far in 5 games. ERA under 1, .96 to be exact. Right-hander recently committed to Sacramento State around a month ago after playing at UC Santa Barbara. Only made 2 appearances there. Timothy will face 5'6'7". Brady Shannon, the righty hitting right fielder, digs in. First offering from Timothy, low and away off-speed pitch, 1-0. Shannon struck out twice. Both times came against Nowacek. 1 looking, 1 swinging. Timothy trying to eat up some innings here as the game gets late. 1-0. Hit on the ground softly toward third. Calvillo picks it up, takes a stride towards first, and gets the out. 1 out in the bottom of the sixth. So with one away, that'll bring up Matthias Haas. Righty hitting first baseman, 1 for 2. Got off the schneid with a single back in the 4th. He also grounded out. Haas had struggled this year, not playing much so far. Good for him to get a hit to raise the average over 100. Timothy against the righty. Fires a fastball in there for a strike, going 1 over the heart of the plate. Haas coming into today only had 1 hit and 14 at-bats. Timothy agrees to the sign, the 0-1. Fouled straight back over the screen. Quickly 0-2 on the first baseman, who's played a pair of years at 3 different universities. 2 at Tulane, 2 at Cal Poly, and 2 at Brown. The 0-2 in the dirt, low and outside, 1-2. Haas once said he'd like his career aspirations to solve climate change. 1-2. 1-2 roped out to right field, deep at the track for Donnelly, but it stays in the park. Puts up the glove and makes the catch for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 6th.
That one looked really good off the bat of Haas, but ends up dying a little bit in the wind. Didn't have enough carry anyway.
So with 2 outs, that brings up Connor Poloski. As Timothy retiring the first 2 he's faced here in the bottom of the 6th. Both on weak contact relatively. Poloski on a 14-game on-base streak. First offering to him, fastball taken outside. 1-0. And we say 14-game on-base streak. That's every single game so far, including hits in back-to-back games. The 1-0 from Timothy floats in for a strike. Breaking ball, heart of the plate. 1-1. Poloski previously at Chico State, didn't play there though. Now at Bellarmine University, also spent a year in JUCO. 1-1, floats in for a strike, slow breaking ball. Same location, 1-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Crawdads hold on to a 4-run lead.
Timothy's got a really nice breaking ball, starts high, drops a ton.
On the windup, he fires the 1-2, swing and a miss. Low breaking ball, goes to it 3 straight times, and that retires the side. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Crawdads sit down 3 in order. Crawdads up 6-2. Welcome back to Sonoma. Crawdads with a 6-2 lead. Almost set to begin the top of the 7th inning. New pitcher on the hill. It's the 3rd of the day for Sonoma. Micah Marquez, the righty. They started out with the lefty and went to back-to-back righties. Marquez, 19 years old, 5'10", 185 pounds, from William Jessup University. Holds a 0 ERA through over 9 innings of work this year. Marquez will face the middle of the Crawdads order, 3, 4, 5, Donnelly, Medham, and Ewens. Part of the order that's done very well today. It's Donnelly, the lefty, hitting right fielder, digs in. 1 for 3. 2 strikeouts, but a double, and he also scored. Donnelly, one of the best hitters we've seen all year out of any team. Privileged to get to call him every single day.
Absolutely, he just mashes Kasey.
Leads the league in average, so he digs in on the left side. The first offering, hit high up in the air, left field in the ballpark. Keys goes up to make the catch, and there's one away. So Donnelly quickly retired. It's not always easy to do.
Now batting.
One out in the top of the 7th for the shortstop, Jared Medham. Medham's had a busy day as well. 3 RBIs on 2 singles, also grounded out, so he's 2 for 3. Medham on a 13-game on-base streak. That snapped last game, against Slow. First offering away, 1-0. Was 6th in the West Coast Conference in stolen bases. Has some speed, can kind of do a little bit of everything. As Marquez looks in from the windup, the 1-0. High pop-up, shallow right field. It's going to be the right fielder, Shannon, going in for it, but he can't make the catch as it lands in foul territory. 1-1. So it'll be 1-1 on Medham. Who has not played, like I mentioned, since that Slow series a few days ago. Hit a whopping .526 in the West Coast Conference tournament for St. Mary's. Helped them win it. For a program that's only been to the NCAA tournament once. Was able to go to Corvallis this year. Medham heading back to the dugout.
He's just putting some new pine tar on the bat. Doesn't like the grip on that one. Wants to add a bit of more.
It's always important. It'll be a 1-1 count on him. Top of the 7th, 1 out. Marquez trying to get his guys back out hitting. Crawdads lead 6-2. They've had that firm lead basically the entire game. Scored a pair in the top of the 1st. Marquez looking in from the sign with his bright red glove. The 1-1. And that one hits the elbow of Medham, runs inside. Breaking ball, luckily. And he'll take first. That's Medham's 3rd time aboard. He's on first with 1 out in the top. Swing and a miss. Way out in front of the break side. 0-2 on Justice. With 2 outs in the 7th. Marquez trying to create some. Ewens with a short lead at first. The 0-2 outside. Good backhand pickup by Pulowski, the catcher. 1-2 on Zach Justice. Started his college career at Oregon. Didn't play much there at all. Now he's going to San Diego State. Marquez agrees, the 1-2. Looped out to shallow center field. Hegeman running in, and he'll make the catch on the run for the 3rd out of the inning. Crawdads leave 1 on. They lead 6-2. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Crawdads trying to play some defense. Back in Sonoma at Arnold Field, the Crawdads lead 6-2 as the 7th inning stretch just concluded. New pitcher for the Crawdads in the bottom of the 7th, the right-hander Cody Perry. He's their 3rd of the day after Carson Timothy retired the side in order last inning. Perry has had a good year so far. He's only had 1 outing where he's given up more than 1 run. in 6 total appearances, 1 start as the final warm-up pitch is thrown into second. Perry with a sub-4 ERA, 3.97, only giving up 1 extra base hit on the year. As he'll face the bottom part of the Stompers order that will flip over. 8-9-1, starting with Keys, Hegeman, and then Boardman. Left fielder, lefty hitting, Trent Keys stands in. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. As the Stompers are vying for a rally. They trail 6-2. They've only had 3 hits today. Also reached on an error and a pair of walks. Perry agrees to the sign. Now from the windup, he deals. Hit straight into the dirt by Keys. 0-1. Fouled off, that bounced toward the mound. Keys today, of course, with that walk, a guy who can get on base a variety of different ways. Leads the league in hit by pitches. 16 of those, now 18 walks on the year. Perry looks in for the sign. Glove at the belt, the 0-1 he fires. Fouled slowly to the right side on the ground. Quickly 0-2 on Keys, who spent 2025 at Los Medanos College. Hit a good 282 there after playing at San Jose State in 2024. Also played summer ball for the Humboldt Crabs in 2024. Well north of here. The 0-2. Hit high in the air. Shallow left center field. Levitt McGee, the center fielder, ranges to his right and makes the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 7th.
Second offering there. Keys out in front of the breaking ball, fouls it off this time, gets another one, makes good contact, but didn't have the power to drive it out.
So that brings up the 9-hole hitter, Cam Hegeman. 0 for 1, hit by a pitch and grounded out. Righty hitting center fielder. Perry looks in for the sign. His high black socks. He deals a breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-1. Hegeman hitting .265 on the year. Spent last year with the Battle Creek of Northwoods League. Perry in for the sign, the 0-1. Hit off the middle part of the bat, foul on the right side, 0-2. Hegeman, a JUCO guy, hit very well at Ohlone College in 2025, .352 with an OPS nearing 1,000. Perry winds and deals the 0-2, high and tight fastball, taken for a ball, 1-2. Unlike a lot of players on the Stompers, Hegeman not local to NorCal, from Long Beach originally. Stompers have a lot of local guys around this area here in NorCal. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Got him looking silly on the outside pitch, and Perry has his first strikeout of the day.
Crawdads relievers have looked really good in this one so far today, Casey. Timothy saw 3, sat them all down. Perry trying to do the same thing here. His stuff looks really good. Deceptive, good movement.
Got him to wave mightily at that pitch outside as the lineup flips over to Colton Boardman, up for the 4th time today, yet to find a hit. First offering to the lefty hitter, hit on the ground sharply over toward short. Medham picks it up, takes a step, throw to first in time, and that'll retire the side. Perry deals a 1-2-3 inning, makes that back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for the Crawdads defense. We'll go to the top of the 8th, 6-2 Walnut Creek. In the 2nd inning, also grounded. Walked and was later stranded at 3rd in his 3rd plate appearance. Taken inside, fastball around the knees. On Taylor, Marquez trying to get through his 2nd inning of work. Came on the hill, start things last inning, and made quick work of the Crawdads. The 1, swing and a miss. Taylor late on a 3rd consecutive outside. 1-2 on Cam. Been on base in every single game this season. Also has hits in back-to-back games. Marquez from the windup, he deals. Swing and a miss. Taylor couldn't find the pitch, low and outside. And there's one away here in the top of the 8th inning. So that'll bring up Chris Esquivel, the 8-hole hitter. 1 for 3, had a big 2 RBI single back in the 3rd inning. Crawdads extended their lead there. Righty digs in against the righty. Takes a pitch outside, 1-0 on the off-speed. Esquivel also struck out. It's a department he struggled with this year, striking out 15 times. So he waits on the 0-1 pitch. That time outside, 1-1. Another off-speed pitch. Esquivel, last game against the Stompers, where the Crawdads won, snapped his 5-game walk streak. But luckily for him, he's back above the Mendoza line, hitting .204. The 2-0. High and away. Quickly 3-0 on Esquivel. Guy I mentioned likes to walk. 12 walks on the year. Trying to get the hits to trickle in. 10 of those on the year in 19 games. Marquez at the belt. Takes a deep breath. Now the 3-0. Fastball in there for a strike. Recovers. Now 3-1. Esquivel in his 3rd year in summer ball. 1st year in the CCL. 1st year with the Crawdads. The 3-1 to the righty hitter. Hit high up in the air. Straightaway center field. Hegeman camping under it. Takes 2 steps in and makes the catch with his left hand. 2 outs and the top of the 8th.
Really nice recovery from Micah Marquez on the hill. Nice low fastball at the knees, then induces some soft high contact to get the out.
So that brings up Casey Levitt-McGee. Trying to right his ship. He's 0 for 3. Lefty hitter playing center field today, a position he's thrived in defensively. Hitting under the Mendoza line, 189, but he leads the Crawdads with 19 walks. Marquez to him with 2 outs. Fastball just inside, 1-0. Levitt-McGee, a pair of years at Laney College in Oakland. He's been in the Bay Area pretty much his whole life. Played high school ball in San Francisco, other side of the Bay. The 1-0, fastball in there for a strike. Middle as Levitt-McGee takes. Now 1-1 here in the top of the 8th with 2 outs. Crawdads with a firm 6-2 lead. Marquez trying to get another 1-2-3 inning. The 1-1 hit on the ground sharply over toward short. Boardman scoops, flip to first in time, and the side is retired in order. So still no runs here in the latter part of this game. 6-2 Crawdads lead. Cody Perry will come out for another inning of work here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Set for the bottom of the 8th inning here at Arnold Field in Sonoma as the sun's starting to set a bit. Lights are turned on. Crawdads lead 6-2. 2-3-4 due up for the Stompers, who trail by 4, trying to create a rally here in the later part of this game. It'll be Handren, Libby, and Lazul. As Max Handren digs in, 2 for 3. Only time retired was a strikeout in the 1st. The lefty hitter bloops one out to shallow right field. It's the second baseman Esquivel ranges to his left, puts the glove up, and makes the catch for the first out at the bottom of the 8th.
Really good play from Esquivel, ranging over to his left. Not an easy play in shallow right. It was a nice job.
So 1 out in the inning as Cody Perry still on the hill for the Crawdads. Sat down 1-2-3 in the 7th. Now 4 straight retired for the big righty. That brings up McCann Libby, righty hitter, 0 for 3 thus far. Takes the strike in there, 0-1. He's one of 5 righty hitters in the order today for the Stompers. So he works out of an 0-1. Perry fires from the windup. This one hit to shallow right center field, and it'll drop for a base hit. It'll be a single for for Libby as he stops at first. Second baseman Esquivel tried to go up and grab it. It's finally a hit for the Stompers, their first hit in 3 innings.
And nearly a great play from Esquivel again. Almost flashes the glove to it, but really great piece of hitting from Libby.
So that brings up Paul Lazul, the designated hitter. He's 0 for 3. Pair of strikeouts that both came against Colin Nowacek. And a ground out. Perry in the stretch for the first time, facing off against the lefty Lazul. First offering, swing and a miss. Way out in front of the off-speed pitch in the zone. 0-1. Libby over at first. 3 stolen bases for him this year. Could go. So the Stompers trail by 4. They'll need some runs. Perry nods his head to the sign. The righty fires the 0-1. Another swing and a miss. That time late again. 0-2 quickly on Lazul, playing in the DH spot today. We've also seen him previously play at first base against the Crawdads. 6'3", 215-pounder out of Monterey Peninsula. Hitting out of the left side. Perry looking for the punch out. Already has one today. The 0-2. Hit softly left side, foul. Count remains 0-2 with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Crawdads trying to make it back-to-back wins over the Stompers and jump them in the standings, potentially. Perry towing the first base side of the rubber. Zool scaling the middle of the box on the left side. Little lead over at first for Handren. The 0-2 taken high, fastball 1-2. Zool has extra base hits in 3 straight games coming into today. 2 doubles and a homer, but yet to find the outfield in this one as he struck out twice and grounded out. Perry at the belt, and the 1-2. Fouled off the catcher's glove and to the screen. 1-2. Lazul also on a 3-game RBI streak. 5 RBIs in his last 5 games. He's been a good hitter as of late after a slower start to the year. An OPS nearing 800. 231 average. Perry from the belt again. The 1-2 hit softly on the ground, foul on the left side. We'll do 1-2 again as Lazul just fighting to stay alive.
Yeah, Perry's been sequencing really well. A couple of high fastballs. He's spinning the slider extremely well. Lazul out in front a lot of.
So Perry trying to get the punch out again. Bit of a lead over at first for Libby. Has his sliding mid on. Perry looks in, trying to get the out again. The 1-2. Fastball close, just outside. Looked like a good location and a good place to miss, but it's 2-24 in his freshman year. 24 in his freshman year, but 2025 at Youngstown State, 236 hitter in 47 games. Trying to get back to production when he returns there. The 0-1 in there for a strike. Off-speed pitch over the heart of the plate. Quickly 0-2 as Perry continues to pound the zone. Shannon also played quarterback for Youngstown State. 3 games in 2024. Didn't record any time there in 2025 as the gunslinger. Perry looking to make it another quick inning. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. High fastball with some zip on it. And Perry does the golf swing to celebrate. We'll head to the top of the 9th inning. Crawdads lead 6-2 over the Stompers. Welcome back to Sonoma. Crawdads lead 6-2. We haven't seen any scoring since the third inning for either team. As a new pitcher on the mound for the Stompers is the right-hander Patrick Richardson, originally from Newark, 23 years of age, out of Abilene Christian University. He'll face the top of the Crawdads order: Ryan Ellis, Cam Calvillo, Joey Donnelly, 1, 2, 3. So Crawdads look to add on a little bit of insurance. They lead by 4. They like to lead by more, though. The Stompers been quieted down these past 6 innings or so. Richardson with a 9 ERA on the year in 4 appearances, 6 total innings. He's allowed 7 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 11 hits. He's only had 1 outing over 1 inning as the final warm-up pitch is thrown in, set to begin the top of the 9th inning. 1-2-3 due up for the Crawdads. Ellis, Calvillo, Donnelly. As lefty hitting DH, Ellis digs in first. He's 0 for 2, a walk and scored, hit by pitch, a ground out, and a strikeout. So he's trying to get a hit to call his day good, but he's been aboard twice. Ellis looking to find a new school out of the transfer portal. Originally from Peoria, Arizona. Started his collegiate career at St. Mary's with the Gales, a team that the Crawdads see a lot of players come from on their team. Jared Menham, Chris Esquivel, to name a few. As the lefty hitter digs in against the righty Richardson. As he takes a long windup, now fires home. Popped up foul behind the screen, 0-1 on Ellis. Mentioned doesn't typically hit in the leadoff spot, but is today. 0-1 on him as Richardson trying to get his guys back hitting. Haven't scored since the 3rd inning when they put up a 2 spot. Ellis ready at the plate. The 0-1 to him. Fastball runs outside, taken for a ball, 1-1. Ellis hitless in the last game against the Stompers. Had a hit against the Legends the game before that. He's had 1 game where he's had multi-hits in this game. Excuse me, this season. The 1-1 hit foul behind the screen, 1-2. Ellis seeing some pitches he likes.
Yeah, and he's got to work against a really odd delivery from Richardson. Really long and a bit funky in the mechanics. Hitches a couple times.
Bit of a rocky windup from side to side. Richardson at the belt, looks in for the sign. Ellis with his red bat waits the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Laid on the fastball. And it's the 2nd time Ryan Ellis has sat down on strikes. There's 1 out in the top of the 9th. So that'll bring up Cam Calvillo. He's reached 3 times. Walked and scored, reached on a fielder's choice and scored. Singled and then flied out. He's looking for another hit in the 2 spot with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Crawdads with a 4-run lead. So 22-year-old from Cal State Northridge digs in on the right side. Richardson waits, now his slow windup. The first offering, high and outside, 1-0. Calvillo didn't play on Wednesday, but had back-to-back games with a hit against the Blues and the Seagulls. Trying to increase his production at the top of the order. The 1-0 bounces in front of home plate. 2-0 as it's taken by Calvillo. Calvillo has played with a variety of programs, not just collegiately. Of course, has spent now 4 years with the Crawdads. Also played with Head First Baseball. Played at Cal State Northridge, Gonzaga, and Ohlone College. All over the West Coast. He waits on the 2-0 pitch with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Richardson starts a slow delivery, the 2-0. High and outside fastball. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Calvillo, 2 years in JUCO, 1 at Gonzaga. He did not play with the Bulldogs up there, but did spend a year at the program. Now the 3-0 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Belt high. 3-1 on Calvillo. Was a very good hitter in JUCO. Career .344 hitter in 2 seasons at Ohlone College. Also played quarterback in high school. Now he waits on the 3-1 pitch as he fouls it straight back over the screen. Count runs full on Calvillo. Turned 22 years of age in his debut. Joined the Crawdads about a week and a half late after the season began. His longest tenured Crawdad, playing on the left side of the infield. Richardson puts the glove up against Calvillo. Now the payoff pitch. That one Hit out to deep left field. This one's still going at the wall. It's going to drop. Bounces and ricochets off the left field wall. Calvillo trotting into second base safely. And it's a one-out double for Cam Calvillo in the top of the ninth.
Wonderful piece of hitting. Calvillo missed a home run by maybe a foot or two. Just belts it power to power off the fastball.
So that brings up Joey Donnelly, a guy you'd like to have up with a runner in scoring position. He doubled earlier in the third and later scored. He's 1 for 4 otherwise. So Calvillo at second. One out in the top of the ninth in a 6-2 ball game in favor of Walnut Creek. Lefty hitter Donnelly digs in. Richardson with his glove tucked in on the Stompers logo of his jersey. Now looking in for the sign is Donnelly looking for another RBI. Leads the team in that category. First offer into him, runs high and tight. Taken for a ball, 1-0. Donnelly, highest average in the CCL North, hitting .419. Leads the Crawdads in hits, 31. Likely will be an all-star this coming week. He digs into the back of the box. Now the 1-0 pitch. Coming from Richardson. In there for a strike. Fastball hard of the plate. Donnelly checks in with the umpire to learn the strike zone. 1-1. Donnelly, the hit today, secured him 5 straight games getting on base. His OPS hasn't been under 1,000 since the beginning of the year. Richardson in the stretch, looking at second, now home, the 1-1. Popped up left side, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Joey Donnelly, recently committed to Fordham after spending his entire baseball career in California, playing with the Cal Golden Bears, of course the Crawdads, and the Arroyo Seco Saints. Went to high school in the Bay Area at De La Salle. Will write a new chapter this upcoming year at Fordham. Runner at second is Calvillo. Richardson in for the sign. Crawdads trying to get some insurance runs. The 1-2 pitch to Donnelly. High and outside fastball taken for a ball. Count runs even. 2-2 on Joey. Talking about his OPS, his average hasn't been below 400 since game 3 of the season. Even then, it was high 300s. 22-year-old waits on a 2-2 count. Native of Alamo, California. Right near where the Crawdads call home. The 2-2. Late swing, fouled straight back over the screen. That one might hit a car. Count even at 2-2 as the catcher Poloski goes to Richardson to talk things over. Donnelly fighting for his life at the plate.
And he's doing a magnificent battle. Just a really veteran guy who knows how to put bat to the ball, protecting well with 2 strikes.
Donnelly, a veteran guy, like you mentioned. All CCL last year with the Arroyo Seco Saints. Hit .327 with Arroyo. A team the Crawdads faced once this year and won't play them again unless they meet up in the championship game. Joey had the opportunity to talk with some of his old teammates when the Saints came to town. So he digs back into the box. Pulowski back in the squat. Richardson looking in for the sign. Calvillo with a comfortable lead over at second. Good length on his lead. The 2-2, high and outside fastball taken. Ball 3. Count runs fall. 3-2 on Donnelly. Donnelly will turn 23 in September as a pair of the infielders coming to check in on the right-handed pitcher. Richardson trying to just settle in. He's danced around the strike zone against Donnelly. Joey at the dish. Black Sox pulled up high, readjusts his gloves. Richardson trying to get out of the inning in what's been a slow offensive game for the Stompers. Donnelly waits the payoff pitch. Fouled straight back as he stays alive. Count stays full.
Donnelly refuses to quit in this RBI opportunity here, Casey. He really wants a knock, you can tell.
Feels like he always wants a hit. Always swinging for the fences. Hit his second home run of the year this past week. With 7 extra base hits on the year. Of course, the most hits on the Crawdads, 31 total in just 20 games. Very impressive. He'll wait on the full count again as he takes 2 practice swings. Calvillo at second. Richardson on the bump. The 3-2 pitch. Runs outside, ball 4. Good take by Donnelly. And he's aboard with 1 out. Now first and second in the top of the ninth.
Way to work that at bat from Joey Donnelly. Doesn't have a chance to get a hit there. Fouls it off, fouls it off, fouls it off. Waits for a mistake. Capitalizes, takes the base.
So that brings up Jared Medham, who's been aboard 3 times, 2 singles and a hit by pitch. He's also been caught 364. The payoff popped up foul behind us. Out of play. Count stays full. And it's a 2-out walk for John Ewens here in the top of the 9th inning. This ball game. I'll bring up Zach Justice, the catcher. Hit 4 trips to the plate. Was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Also scored that inning where the Crawdads put up 4 runs. Justice, the righty hitter against the righty pitcher. Richardson now back to the stretch. First pitch to Justice in there for a strike. Fastball around the knees. 0-1. Justice offense would like to pick up. Does co-lead the team with 2 home runs. Ewens over at first with a medium lead. The 0-1 runs outside and low. Fastball 1-1. Justice recently committed to San Diego State this past week. 2nd year in summer ball after playing just a pair of games at Oregon in 2025 in the Big Ten. Richardson from the stretch, the 1-1. High breaking ball up and tight as well. 2-1. Justice, originally from the Bay Area, moved to Oregon as a youth. Now back playing summer ball here in California. The 2-1. Fastball high. 3-1. Justice with a good eye. He's walked 4 times this year in 9 games. 2 of his 6 hits this year are home runs. So he has that power, trying to unlock it here. 3-1 count on him as he swings and hits it high up in the air. It's a pop fly in the infield. Over toward short. Boardman makes the catch, and the side is retired. But the Crawdads get a pair of runs. They lead 8-2. Last chance for the Stompers coming up in the bottom of the 9th, trying to come back in this game here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. The Stompers with only 3 outs left. They trail 8-2 as the Crawdads put up a 2 spot in the top half of the 9th. New pitcher for the Dads, Halen Guerrero, the right-hander. Just finished up his 2025 season at Santa Barbara City College, currently in the transfer portal. It's the final warm-up. Thrown in, Guerrero, right-hander, 6 feet, 175 pounds from Pittsburgh, California. He'll face 6, 7, 8, starting with Haas, then Pulowski and Keys. Guerrero with a 2.35 ERA in 7 2/3 innings. He'll face 2 righties and a lefty. Haas digging in first with his green bat. Guerrero trying to get another good appearance on the year. He's only given up 2 earned runs on the season, and that came in his first appearance against the Merchants in the first series of the year. Guerrero agrees to the sign, facing against the righty. Now the windup from Guerrero. Fouled straight into the dirt by Haas, 0-1. Haas 1 for 3 today, picked up his 2nd base hit of the year with a single. He's 0 for 2 otherwise.
Number 14, Halen Guerrero.
Crawdads looking to make it back-to-back wins over the Stompers
21.
after 4 consecutive losses in league play. The 0-1 floats outside, off-speed pitch that time. 1-1 on Haas. The Crawdads can get these 3 outs successfully. They'll move up to first in the CCL North, where they inhabited earlier in the year. The 1-1, high pop-up, left side of the infield. Shortstop met him, the one to call for it, and he makes the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 9th.
Good job, Medham, tracking it there. Tough in the lights, and obviously no more sun, so got really dark, couldn't see it.
Tough to find in this sort of twilight period we're in, as that brings up Connor Pulowski. He's 0 for 3 today, a pair of flyouts to right and a strikeout. First time facing off against Guerrero. Righty on righty matchup. The first delivery, fastball runs inside, 1-0. Pulowski from San Jose originally. Started out in JUCO, then went to Chico State. Struggled this past season at Bellarmine University. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Got him to chase on the off-speed pitch. Now 1-1. Pulowski, if he can't get a hit here, his 14-game on-base streak will be snapped. Very likely. The 1-1, looping breaking ball in there for a strike. A lot of break on that one. Now 1-2. Pulowski spent a season at Chico State, didn't actually play there. Coming out of high school, career 280 hitter at Pioneer in San Jose. The 1-2, fastball runs high and tight. 2-2 on the catcher, who we've seen be a good defensive catcher against the Crawdads. Threw out 2 runners on Wednesday when the 2 teams played. An 11-8 win for Walnut Creek. Guerrero from the windup, kicks and deals the 2-2. Fastball, got him looking, strike 3. Fastball sat right around the knees in the heart of the zone, and there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th.
Really great pitch from Halen Guerrero, just fires a low 90s fastball at the knees. Not a whole lot you can do about it as a batter.
That brings up Trent Keys. And that brings up actually a pinch hitter, Anthony Shepler. He's the last chance for Sonoma. Lefty hitter digging in, getting his first hacks of the game. Halen Guerrero stares in. The first offering. Breaking ball floats outside. 1-0. Shepler played most recently at Ohio State. Out of Novato, California, not terribly far from here. The 1-0, fastball runs inside. Quickly 2-0 on Shepler. At Ohio State in 2024, hitless in 4 games, did not play in 2025. Out of San Marin High School, the 2-0, fastball in there for a strike. Good location around the knees, quickly 2-1. Shepler, a lefty hitter, throws right. Guerrero looking for a 1-2-3 inning. As he winds and fires the 2-1. Breaking ball outside, a little bit high as well. Quickly 3-1 on the pinch hitter Shepler, who replaces Trent Keys, who was 0 for 2 with a walk. Guerrero, the 3-1. Fastball low and inside, ball 4. So Shepler's aboard with 2 away in the bottom of the 9th as the Stompers just stay alive still. So that brings up the 9-hole spot. It is another pinch hitter. Esteban Sepulveda digs in. Played his 2025 season at Pepperdine. Gets an opportunity to hit here in the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs. Runner at first for the Stompers as the Crawdads lead 8-2. Sepulveda committed to UC Riverside. As Guerrero pitching from the stretch, probably doesn't have to worry about the runner at first. As the first pitch runs outside and gets past Justice. He blocks it, but the runner moves to second. It's a wild pitch.
Hate your words just a little bit. Didn't have to worry exactly, but runner still moves over on the wild pitch.
So 1-0 on Sepulveda. Committed to UC Riverside after hitting over 300 at Pepperdine in 2025. 20 total hits in 27 games. He represents the last chance. Stompers trail by 6. Lost to the Crawdads on Wednesday by 3 in a high-scoring affair. Guerrero comes set at the belt. Now the 1-0. Swing and a miss. High fastball got him to go. 1-1 on Sepulveda. He's a catcher by trade. If he can get aboard, it'd be the one spot. Colton Boardman has the bat on his shoulder. Guerrero takes a deep breath, now fires the 1-1. High fastball, 2-1. Guerrero, like I mentioned, only giving up 2 earned runs on the year, posting a 2.5 ERA. His last appearance came earlier in July against the Blues in Slow. Now the 2-1. Fouled straight back over the screen, out of play. 2-2 on Guerrero, from Guerrero on Sepulveda. Guerrero with Santa Barbara City College in both 2024 and 25. Big improvement from year 1 to year 2. Decreases ERA by nearly a full point. Back under 3 in 2025. He looks at second, now fires the 2-2. Breaking ball, taken low, full count on Sepulveda. Runner on second, 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. The Crawdads up by 6. Had the off day yesterday, then a lot of baseball coming up before the All-Star break. Guerrero comes set, now the payoff pitch. Taken outside, ball 4. Fastball in the opposite batter's box. Now it's first and second as it's back-to-back walks after the first 2 outs of the inning. So the lineup turns over to the leadoff man, Colton Boardman. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 9th inning. Stompers trail by 6. Boardman, lefty hitter, playing shortstop, one of the better hitters in the league. The first offering, fastball low and inside, 1-0. Guerrero struggling to find the strike zone.
Yeah, it seems like he's a bit afraid to leave stuff over the middle of the plate, trying to paint the corners, and he's missing.
He takes a shrug, looking over at second. Now he fires the 1-0. Fastball right down Broadway, taken for a strike, 1-1. Boardman leading the Stompers in most offensive categories. That's why he's hitting leadoff. Also provides some good defense over at short. Now the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Over the top on a breaking ball. And Guerrero 1 strike away from ending this ball game. Crawdads lead 8-2. Bottom of the 9th inning. 1-2 count at the dish. 2 outs. Guerrero coming set. Trying to put him to bed. The 1-2. Fastball just inside. Taken for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boardman hitless today, 4 tries. Walked, reached on a fielder's choice, and 2 ground outs to short. Guerrero set at the belt, 1-2 count. Now he fires. Pitch low and in the dirt, 3-2. Now he's in danger of walking 3 straight.
Yeah, he really just needs to attack in the zone. Let Boardman make contact to one of your infielders at this point.
Full count on Boardman, trying to extend this game. Guerrero comes set. 2 outs in the inning, here in the bottom of the 9th. Runners go. And it's fouled sharply to the right side. Count remains full. Both runners will be in motion again. Have nothing to lose.
That was the right idea there, though. Give something Boardman can put on the ground. Fortunately, it just went foul.
Guerrero comes set against the lefty hitter. Looking for the punch out. The 3-2, runners go. The pitch just outside. And that's 3 straight walks for Halen Guerrero after retiring the first 2 hitters of the inning. So it's Boardman over at first, Sepulveda at second, and Schepler at third. 2 outs in the inning here in the bottom of the 9th. Stompers looking to make things interesting. That brings up the third baseman, hitting lefty, Max Handren. 2 for 4, double and a single on his line. Also has 2 RBIs on the day. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 8-2 Crawdads in the bottom of the 9th. Guerrero fires the first offering, popped up behind home plate. Justice looking for it, trying to end the game. He throws the mask, and he can't make the catch. Ball bounces off his glove, so instead of out number 3, it's strike 1.
That's a really tough play from behind the dish, all things considered. Casey, that one really high in the air. Picked up a lot of momentum from gravity on the way down, and I think it hit the palm of the catcher's mitt.
So it's 0-1 on Max Handren. He's had a good day so far out of Cal Berkeley, playing with Joey Donnelly of the Crawdads for most of his career. Guerrero comes set, the 0-1 with 2 outs. Low and inside, 1-1. Guerrero searching for some command right now. Had some good stuff at the start of the inning, induced a weak pop-up to shortstop, and then got a strikeout. Since then, it's been 3 straight walks. Guerrero at the belt, the 1-1 to Handren. Fouled straight to and into the Stompers dugout on the right side. 1-2. Quickly on Handren, trying to extend this game. Bases loaded. 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th in this 6-run game. Guerrero coming set once more at the belt. The 1-2 blocked out in front as it hits the dirt. Taken 2-2. Justice did a good job there to prevent that one to get to the backstop. 2-2 to Handren, sporting his Cal Bears helmet. Guerrero with his glove tucked in on his jersey. Now comes set at the belt. The 2-2 with the bases loaded. This one's hit high and foul on the left side. Count remains at 2-2. Handren, a good season so far. Highest average on the Stompers, hitting triple threes with 13 hits and 39 at-bats. Guerrero, serious expression on his face, comes set. Now the 2-2. Fouled straight back over the screen. Count remains at 2-2. Stompers fighting for their lives in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, they refuse to quit, Casey. You got to give them a whole lot of credit, down by 6. Trying to make this one manageable, really. A couple run score, and all of a sudden, this is a brand new ball game.
Guerrero stepping off the rubber. Now he's back on the first base side of it. 2-2 on the lefty hitter, Handren. As the righty pitcher, Guerrero, comes set. Looking over at third. Now firing the 2-2. Pitch low and in the dirt. Another 3-ball count. Make that 4 in a row from Guerrero. All runners will be in motion once more. Bases juiced. Crawdads up 8-2. Trying to win back-to-back games over the Stompers. Here comes the payoff pitch. All runners go. Fastball outside. Ball 4. 4 straight walks for Halen Guerrero as the pitching coach, Dustin Cheney, comes out to talk to his right-hander. A run comes in to score. It's 8-3.
Frankly, I'm a little surprised Cheney didn't come out earlier and have a chat with Guerrero. Wonder if he's seeing something mechanical or if he's just trying to calm his guy down at this point. That is the million-dollar question, so to speak.
So it's an RBI walk for Handren. He has 3 RBIs on the day.
Yeah, it's been the entire offense for Sonoma.
Yeah, he's driven all 3 runs. 8-3 Crawdads here in the bottom of the 9th with 2 away. Bases still loaded as Guerrero just trying to get that final out. He'll face McCann Libby next. Right-hander playing second base. He's 1 for 4 today. As Cheney returns to the dugout, and Justice, the catcher, back to the plate. McCann Libby digs in, singled in the 8th, reached on an error in the 3rd. Bases loaded. Hageman at 3rd, Sepulveda at 3rd. Boardman at 2nd, Handren at 1st. Righty on righty matchup. Guerrero comes set, now the first offering, low and outside, 1-0. He'll be hitting .221 on the year as hits in 6 of his last 8 games. Trying to start another hitting streak. The 1-0. Hit on the ground over towards short. Medham picks it up, flips to second in time, and that's the ball game. Crawdads get out of a jam here in the bottom of the 9th. They win back-to-back games over the Stompers, taking an 8-3 final here at Arnold Field. Crawdads with 9 total hits, a lot of offense today, pouring it on Sonoma. And the pitchers kept the Stompers in check, only allowing 3 runs.
Yeah, really wonderful job by Walnut Creek. Both phases coming alive tonight. The bats continue to stay hot, and I think they did a really magnificent job, Casey, just putting the ball into play, getting singles. Then a couple guys like Ewens flashed the extra base power to get guys in. It was a really complete game today for Walnut Creek. Good momentum heading into a tough weekend slate.
So final score 8-3 Crawdads. They move up to first for now in the CCL North. They want to keep that going. Totals on the game. Each team reached on an error. Crawdads with 9 hits, 8 runs. Stompers with 3 runs, 4 hits. The winning pitcher is Colin Nowacek for the Crawdads. And the loser is David Howard. Nobody gets a save, but we'll be back in action tomorrow, 4 p.m. at Monte Vista. Crawdads trying to make it 3 wins in a row. But we thank you, Kasey Kazliner, Charlie Limoncelli, here in Sonoma. Crawdads with a big win here in Wine Country.